We often believe that happiness lives somewhere out there, waiting for us in the future. We tell ourselves stories that sound like this. I will be happy when I get the promotion, when I buy that car, when I find the perfect partner, or when I finally lose 10 pounds. This way of thinking treats happiness as a destination, a finish line we cross after a long race. But there is a biological problem with this idea. Our brains are not designed to reach a finish line and stay there permanently. In fact, our brains are not designed for permanent happiness at all. They are designed for survival. Think about our ancestors. A cave person who felt completely content and satisfied all the time would not have been very motivated to hunt for food or look out for a dangerous tiger. That level of comfort could be fatal. Instead, our brains evolved to keep us seeking, striving, and solving problems. When we achieve something we want, like a delicious meal or social approval, our brain gives us a little chemical reward. We feel good for a moment, but then, very quickly, that feeling fades. The brain returns to its baseline level of happiness, pushing us to go out and achieve the next thing. This biological process is often called the hedonic treadmill. You run and run, pursuing pleasure after pleasure, but you essentially stay in the same emotional spot. Understanding this illusion is the first and most important step to understanding the biology of happiness. It tells us that the constant chasing of external rewards is a game our biology has rigged from the start. The modern world exploits this ancient machinery perfectly. Social media likes, video game points, and online shopping deliveries all trigger these short-lived reward chemicals, keeping us on the treadmill. We are not failing to find lasting happiness because we haven't achieved enough. We are failing because we are looking for it in the wrong place. True, sustainable well-being is not about the next big win. It is a complex biological state that we can learn to understand and even influence, but only if we first see past the illusion that it is a permanent destination we can reach by collecting enough shiny objects and gold stars. If happiness is not a destination but a biological state, then who are the main characters in our brain story? We can remember them with a simple acronym, DOSE. This stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. These are the four major chemicals that create the feelings we associate with happiness, and each one has a very specific job and a very different flavor of well-being. Think of them as the ingredients in your happiness recipe, not just a single feeling but a complex cocktail. Let's start with dopamine. This is the molecule of motivation and reward. It is not, as many people think, the chemical of pleasure itself. Instead, it is the chemical of wanting, of anticipation. Dopamine is released when you crave a slice of pizza, when you set a goal and work toward it, or when you get a notification on your phone. It gives you the energy and focus to pursue a reward. The feeling is less about cozy satisfaction and more about a driven, exciting rush of, I'm going to get this. Next is oxytocin, the chemical of love and connection. This is the feeling of a warm, safe hug. Your brain releases oxytocin when you bond with someone, when you feel trusted and trust in return, or when you feel a sense of belonging to a group. Unlike dopamine's exciting rush, oxytocin feels calm, safe, and deeply fulfilling. It is the biological basis for why strong social bonds are the #1 predictor of happiness in almost every study. Then we have serotonin, the molecule of mood and status. Most of this is produced in your gut, not your brain. Serotonin is about feeling significant, respected, and satisfied. You get a serotonin boost when you feel pride in your work, when you feel important to a group, or when you feel a sense of peace and contentment with your place in the world. Sunlight and time in nature also boost it significantly. Finally, there are endorphins, our natural painkillers. Their job is to mask physical pain and give you a brief euphoric rush to help you survive stress. You know the runner's high? That is endorphins. They are released in short bursts during strenuous exercise, deep laughter, or even when eating very spicy food. They are the body's emergency euphoria button, designed for short-term survival, not a long-term happiness plan. Together, these four chemicals create the symphony of our emotional lives. We need to look deeper at dopamine because it is the most misunderstood molecule in our brain and the one most hijacked by the modern world. As I mentioned, dopamine is not a pleasure chemical. It is a promise chemical. A groundbreaking experiment with monkeys clarified this. A monkey was given a drop of juice when a light turned on. Initially, dopamine spiked when the monkey received the juice, the reward. But after learning the pattern, the monkey's dopamine stopped spiking when it got the juice. Instead, it spiked at the light, the cue that predicted the reward. The juice itself was no longer the main event. The anticipation of the juice was everything. This is a revolutionary idea for your daily life. The joy is primarily in the wanting, not the having. When you scroll through social media, dopamine is released with the anticipation of seeing something novel and interesting. When you hunt for a bargain online, the thrill is in the search, not so much the purchase. This is why a new car feels so amazing for the first week and then turns into just your car. It's also why gambling is so addictive. The uncertainty of the potential win drives a massive, constant dopamine loop. The molecule's dark side is addiction. When you chronically overstimulate your dopamine system with supernormal stimuli like endless novelty, drugs, or constant digital notifications, your brain adapts. It prunes dopamine receptors to keep things in balance. Now, you need more of the substance or behavior just to feel normal, and nothing else feels pleasurable anymore. Your baseline motivation collapses, but you can work with your dopamine system instead of against it. The secret is to enjoy the pursuit of effortful goals. Dopamine is released during the effort itself when you are locked in on something challenging but achievable. This is why a cold shower, which you anticipate will be painful, can leave you feeling unbelievably focused and alive for hours afterward. The spike was massive. Intermittent rewards are also powerful. A text message from a loved one feels better when you don't check your phone every 5 minutes. A life full of cheap dopamine hits from your phone leaves you feeling empty and unmotivated. A life with some self-imposed waiting and a focus on real-world effort feels rich with earned, satisfying rewards. While dopamine is the loud, exciting friend urging you to go on an adventure, oxytocin is the quiet, wise one making you a warm cup of tea when you come home. If dopamine is about the individual pursuit, oxytocin is all about the social safety net. It is the biological heart of connection. We are, fundamentally, tribal creatures. For millions of years, survival depended not on being the strongest or fastest individual, but on being part of a cohesive, trusting group. Being isolated from the tribe meant certain death. Oxytocin is the brain's way of rewarding and reinforcing the bonds that keep the tribe together, and it is the direct biological counter to stress. Stress is driven by the hormone cortisol. When cortisol is high, your body is in fight or flight mode. Your immune system is suppressed, your thinking is reactive, and you feel alone against a threat. An oxytocin release acts like a chemical antidote. A warm hug from a partner, a deep conversation with a friend where you feel truly seen, or even playing with a loyal dog releases a surge of oxytocin, which directly reduces the cortisol in your system. You are not just feeling better in your mind. Your blood pressure decreases, your heart rate slows, and your body moves from a state of protection to a state of trust, safety, and growth. This is the biology of feeling that everything is going to be okay. The most beautiful thing about oxytocin is that giving it activates it just as much as receiving it. When you do a genuine act of kindness for a stranger, when you volunteer your time, or when you simply give someone your full, undivided listening attention, your oxytocin system lights up. This creates an upward spiral of connection. You reach out, you feel good, they feel good, and the social fabric is strengthened for everyone. In a world that often pushes us toward a self-focused, dopamine-driven chase for individual achievement, the biology of oxytocin gives us a clear message. True safety and lasting well-being are not found in a bank account or a trophy cabinet. They are found in the hug, the shared laugh, the act of service, and the silent moment of understanding between two people. Connection is a biological necessity, not a luxury. While oxytocin is about your close, one-on-one bonds, serotonin is often about your relationship with the wider world and your place in it. This molecule is deeply tied to feelings of satisfaction, significance, and a quiet sense of peace. It is not the loud thrill of dopamine or the warm hug of oxytocin. Serotonin is the feeling of looking out at a beautiful view and feeling a deep, wordless contentment. It is the feeling of finishing a hard day's work you are truly proud of. It is the feeling of being respected and valued by your community. This chemical is the basis of a stable, confident mood, and modern life has, in many ways, created a silent serotonin crisis. A remarkable fact is that about 90 to 95% of your body's serotonin is made not in your brain, but in your gut. The lining of your intestines is a massive serotonin factory. This is why your diet and the health of your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living inside you, are directly linked to your emotional state. These gut bacteria communicate with your brain via the vagus nerve, influencing neurotransmitter production. A diet high in processed foods starves the good bacteria and feeds the bad ones, which can directly lead to low-grade inflammation and poor serotonin signaling, making you feel anxious and down. Eating fiber-rich vegetables, fermented foods, and a diverse range of natural ingredients is like planting a lush, healthy garden in your gut that sends steady, feel-good signals to your brain. Beyond the gut, the other key to the serotonin system is your perceived place in a hierarchy, but in a healthy, positive way. A big serotonin boost comes not from being the dominant alpha, but from feeling like a valued, respected member of a group. This happens when a mentor pats you on the back and says, "Good job." It happens when your role in a project is recognized by your team. The practice of gratitude is a direct trigger for serotonin. When you genuinely feel grateful and reflect on what you have, you are essentially recognizing your secure and positive place in your world. You are acknowledging that you have enough, you are enough, and you are connected to something good. This is not pride or ego, but a deep, peaceful satisfaction with your existence, a biological sun shining from within. We cannot talk about happiness without talking about its biological shadow, the stress hormone cortisol. A happiness recipe is not just about adding good things. It is also about managing the one ingredient that can spoil the whole mix. Cortisol is not evil. It is essential for life. Its job is to wake you up in the morning with a natural spike and to give you the energy and focus to deal with a genuine, immediate threat, like swerving to miss a car accident. The problem is that our modern brain cannot tell the difference between a charging lion and a mean email, a worrying news headline, or a memory of a past failure. The same ancient chemical cascade is triggered for all of them. And for many of us, this cascade never truly turns off. Chronic stress is the enemy of happiness. When cortisol is constantly high, it blocks the production and effect of our feel-good chemicals. It tells your brain that you are in a state of emergency. In this state, your body prioritizes survival over everything else. It pulls energy away from your immune system, your digestion, and higher-level thinking in the prefrontal cortex. The brain's threat detector, the amygdala, actually grows bigger and more reactive, making you scan the world for more things to be afraid of. You become trapped in a loop of reactivity and fear. This is why when you are chronically stressed, you get sick more often, your digestion is a mess, and you literally cannot think clearly. You are not just feeling stressed. Your biology is being rewritten in a way that makes happiness nearly impossible. The most stubborn source of cortisol in our lives is not what is happening now, but what we carry with us from the past. The brain is a predictive machine, and unresolved emotional pain is like a program running in the background, constantly predicting future threats based on old wounds. A critical parent's voice can become your inner critic, flooding your body with cortisol every time you make a small mistake. A past betrayal can make the safety of a new relationship feel unsafe, keeping you in a state of defensive hypervigilance. This is not a character flaw. It is your ancient survival biology misfiring. To find a calmer biological state, we must learn to gently send a signal of safety to the body and brain, teaching it that, right here and right now, the ancient threat is not real. The lion is a shadow. For decades, science believed that the adult brain was fixed, a hardwired machine that could only break down over time. We now know this is completely false. The brain's ability to physically change its own structure and function based on your experiences is called neuroplasticity. This is the single most hopeful fact in all of biology when it comes to happiness. It means you are not stuck with the brain you have. The old saying, neurons that fire together, wire together, is the key. Every thought you think, every feeling you feel, and every action you take forges and strengthens a specific neural pathway. If you constantly practice worrying, the worry pathway becomes a superhighway. If you consistently practice gratitude, that pathway becomes stronger. You are the architect of your own neural city. What does this mean for the biology of happiness? It means you can literally tilt your brain's baseline towards the positive, independent of your external circumstances. This is not magical thinking. It is a physical, structural change. A landmark study looked at the brains of Tibetan monks who had spent tens of thousands of hours practicing compassion and loving-kindness meditation. Their brains showed unprecedented levels of high-frequency gamma-wave activity and massive activation in the left prefrontal cortex, an area strongly linked to positive feelings, resilience, and well-being. They had physically built a brain of happiness, and the change was permanent, not just a temporary state during meditation. You do not need to be a monk in a cave for 10,000 hours to see changes. Even 8 weeks of a short, daily mindfulness practice can physically shrink the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and thicken the prefrontal cortex, the brain's calming, thinking center. This is the biological shift from being a victim of your reactions to becoming a mindful observer. When you are not meditating and a stressful event happens, instead of an automatic panic attack, you have a split second, a space, to choose a different response. You can notice the stress rising, take a breath, and say, that's just my amygdala firing. And in that moment of awareness, the cortisol cascade is stopped in its tracks. This is not about forcing positive thoughts. It is about doing targeted inner work, like therapy, journaling, or meditation, to physically dismantle the old roads of fear and lay down new, smooth highways of calm, safety, and joy. You are doing a physical workout for your brain. So what have we learned? True happiness is not a destination you find, but a garden you cultivate. It is a dynamic, shifting biological state that you can influence, not by chasing a constant high, but by creating the right conditions for your specific happiness chemicals to come into a natural balance. You need the drive and motivation of dopamine, but you must protect it from cheap digital hijacks and instead get it from real-world effort and the pursuit of meaningful goals. You need the deep, calming safety of oxytocin, which you get not by waiting for others to hug you first, but by proactively giving connection, trust, and acts of kindness. You need the peaceful contentment of serotonin, supported by a healthy gut, time in nature, and a genuine practice of gratitude for your place in the world. And you can use the short-term rush of endorphins from a good workout or a deep belly laugh to shift your state in an instant. But the foundation of it all is the ability to manage cortisol. A brain in a state of chronic threat cannot experience the richness of these other states. This means that dealing with your inner world is not a luxury for the idle. It is a first aid intervention for your biology. Processing old pain, learning to breathe deeply to activate your calming vagus nerve, prioritizing sleep to clean your brain, and creating boundaries from the constant digital noise are non-negotiable acts of biological hygiene, just like brushing your teeth. This is your user's manual. The goal is not to be happy all the time, because a full human life includes sadness, grief, and anger. Those are not malfunctions. They are important signals. The goal is a resilient brain, one that can feel the full spectrum of human emotion without getting stuck in the ruts of fear and craving. A garden is not just sunshine. It needs the rain. It needs the pruning. It needs time and daily, small, consistent attention. Your mind is that garden. This is the most empowering truth of the biology of happiness. You do not need to wait for the world to change to feel okay. You can, in every small, present moment choice, from how you speak to yourself to who you connect with to what food you eat, become the gardener. And a life of true, biologically rooted well-being will be your harvest.